a little bit of twisting mobility plan. I'm using a block. You can use whatever works for you. I'm also in a fairly neutral curvature of the spine position, so hips are heavy, a little bit of a lift through the low back, I can slide a hand through it. Shoulders heavy, a little bit of lift through the neck, I can slide a hand through. Head heavy. Block, which I'm using, stretching towards the ceiling, pressing the shoulders into the ground. Noticing the hips, again, evenly weighted between the right and the left side. And then just turning a little side to side through the chest. And as I twist a little bit through the chest, one shoulder will lift up and then the other. Even though the shoulders are moving towards each other on the back, breathing. And then coming back to center after a bit of a warm-up and playing with this action a bit more intentionally. So really feeling the entire hips rooting down. I might even do a slight tilt under my hips just to make sure the top of my hips don't move as I do this. And then keeping the entirety of my hips rooting down. Only seeing how much I can turn to the side without moving my hips. So twisting from more the upper back, the upper spine. Coming back into center with the inhale. And then exhale again. Seeing how far I can turn to the left, breathing, just moving the upper back, coming back into center. Exhale to the right. Again, trying not to let the hips move too much. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left, trying to keep the hips relatively still. Inhale to center. Now, trying to keep my hips rooted, but letting a little bit more movement happen. So again, exhale to the right, and again, the hips might move here, but I'm still keeping the left hip intentionally on the ground. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left, sorry. And again, right hip is staying down. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Left hip staying grounded. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Right hip staying grounded. Inhale up to center. And then exhale to the right. And again, letting the hip maybe even lift up a little bit here. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Maybe letting that right hip lift just a little bit. Inhale to center. So now my hips are turning a bit with the chest. Exhale to the right. Inhale up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale up to center. And then maybe again flowing, but letting some movement happen in the hips. So some people argue to keep the hips entirely still and twist. Some other people argue that no, you actually want your hips to move a little bit with the twist. Interesting enough, both people argue that sacroiliac joints can be caused by doing the opposite thing. So my whole thing is playing around, seeing what feels good for you, noticing what's going on. Adjusting if something no longer works for you. And then coming back to center here. And just full body stretch. You can press down through the shoulders, stretch the arms up overhead, legs around the ground, lengthening everything out. And then that's it.